With this, let's start the event on an auspicious note by lighting of the lamp. I request all the dignitaries to please step forward for the lighting of the lamp with Ganesh Vandana in Marathi.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
भाविक रसिकांनो,
Thank you, sir. Today we are privileged to have with us His Excellency Gan Kim Yong, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and His Excellency Jeffrey Seow, Honorable Acting Transport Minister of Singapore, gracing today's Leaders' Dialogue. May I also welcome Shri T.K. Ramchandran, Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways, and Shri R. Lakshmanan, Joint Secretary Ports, MOPSW. May I request Shri T.K. Ramchandran ji, Secretary, Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways, and Chairman JNPA, to please welcome His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore. Let's have a huge round of applause for our esteemed dignitaries here. Under Sustainability Initiative, we have planted trees on the behalf of our dignitaries. May I request Shri Lakshmanan ji and Chairman JNPO to please welcome Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So the trees planted on Fadnavis ji is displayed on the screen. I request her to please welcome His Excellency Jeffrey Seow, Honorable Acting Transport Minister. Thank you, sir. Today we gather not only to discuss the future of shipping, but to actively shape it towards a future that is cleaner, smarter, and more connected. The Indian ports and shipping industry plays a vital role in sustaining growth in the country's trade and commerce. And JN Port, India's best performing port, is more than just India's largest container port. Under the visionary leadership of Chairman Shri Unmesh Sharad Wagh, JNPA's growth journey has been expanded. With no further ado, may I request Chairman JNPA to please welcome the gathering.
Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Gan Kim Yong, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis, Honorable Transport Minister of Singapore, Mr. Jeffrey Seow, Honorable MLA, Shri Mahesh Baldi, Honorable Secretary, Shri T.K. Ramchandran, Shri R. Lakshmanan, Joint Secretary, Shri Shyam Jagannathan, Director General of Shipping, Shri B.K. Tyagi, CMD, Shipping Corporation of India, Shri Manoj Kumar Semwal, Shri Sunil Mukundan, Senior Officers of Government of Maharashtra, members of media, distinguished guests and friends. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you to the Leaders' Dialogue on Green and Digital Maritime Corridors, hosted here at Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, India's largest container port and one of the most efficient port of the world. This reputation of excellence has been built through enduring partnerships, both domestic and global. Among these, our collaboration with the Port of Singapore stand out as a shining example. Today, this partnership accounts for half of JNPA's total capacity. Your Excellency, we are deeply grateful that JNPA was chosen for Singapore's largest investment in India. I would like to express heartfelt thanks to Honorable Chief Minister Shri Devendra Fadnavis, whose unwavering commitment to the maritime sector has ensured that all our expansion projects are completed ahead of schedule. Sir, I assure you, the Ward 1 project will be no exception. It too will be delivered before time. Honorable Minister Shri Sarvanand Sonowal could not attend today's function because of his commitment in Parliament. The past 4 years, under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Minister Shri Sarvanand Sonowal, have truly marked a golden era for the India's maritime sector. His tenure has seen significant progress on Ward 1 and Galathea Bay ports, the signing of landmark 10-year India-Iran Chabahar Port Agreement pending since 2002, the launch of India's shipbuilding policy and Maritime Development Fund, the introduction of green shipping and green sea policies, setting new benchmark in sustainability. Each segment of maritime industry has advanced remarkably during his period. The resounding success of 2023 Maritime Summit under the able guidance of Secretary Shri T.K. Ramchandran is a testament to this momentum. We now eagerly look forward to Maritime Week in Mumbai this October, poised to be one of the most significant global maritime gatherings. Today's dialogue is the starting point of a conversation that will grow in depth and vision over the coming months, culminating during Maritime Week. I thank one of you for your presence and commitment today. Together, let us chart a course towards greener, smarter, and more connected maritime future. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for the inspiring words. The Green and Digital Shipping Corridor initiative represents a new era of maritime cooperation, where sustainability and digitalization are not just parallel goals, but interlinked priorities that drive competitive, resilient, and future-ready trade. Please join me in welcoming Shri T.K. Ramchandran, Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways, to share his views on the same. Sir.
His Excellency, the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Gan Kim Yong, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji, Honorable Transport Minister of Singapore, Mr. Jeffrey C. Sao, Honorable MLA, Shri Mahesh Baldi, my colleague and Chairman of JNPA, Shri Unmesh Wagh, Shri Lakshmanan, Joint Secretary, MOPSW, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all on behalf of the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways to this pivotal session of India Maritime Week 2025, dedicated to leaders' dialogue on green and digital maritime corridors. The Honorable Shipping Minister, who was very much intending to be here with you this afternoon, could not because of other commitments in Parliament. So he sends his greetings and best wishes to all the dignitaries on the dais as well as all of you. Your presence here today reflects a shared commitment to shaping a maritime future that is sustainable, digitally empowered and globally integrated. As global trade continues to expand, maritime transport remains its backbone, accounting for nearly 80% of international trade by volume. Yet, the shipping industry contributes approximately 3% of global greenhouse gas emissions, emitting over 1 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide annually. If left unaddressed, these emissions will undermine our collective climate goals and maritime sustainability. To meet the IMO's 2050 decarbonization targets, at least 5% of global shipping must operate on zero emission fuels by 2030. This transition demands innovation, investment and infrastructure, pillars that green and digital shipping corridors are uniquely positioned to support. Green and digital shipping corridors are not merely trade routes, they are strategic platforms for transformation. They foster cross-sector collaboration, drive policy innovation, and stimulate technological advancement. Their benefits span environmental gains, operational efficiencies, and societal impact. These corridors often cleaner marine ecosystems, enhanced biodiversity, and reduced emissions. They also enable lower fuel costs, reduced anchorage times, and optimized voyages. Most importantly, they support healthier coastal communities and inclusive economic growth. Key focus areas for these corridors include the adoption of zero-emission fuels such as green hydrogen, ammonia, and renewable electricity, the development of port infrastructure for bunkering and electrification, the advancement of ship design and automation, and the use of digital tools. In this context, I am pleased to highlight the India-Singapore Green and Digital Shipping Corridor, a flagship initiative under our comprehensive strategic partnership. Formalized through a letter of intent signed in March 2025, this corridor aligns with both nations' priorities in clean energy, smart logistics, and digital innovation. It may also be recalled that in the Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047, which was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister in 2023 in this very same city, one of the key pillars is digital, the other is green. And under the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister and of course our Honorable Minister, we have been taking all these initiatives forward, and today's initiatives are part of this set of initiatives. India, with its strength in green fuel production, information technology and shipbuilding, is poised to become a global hub for green marine fuel exports. Singapore, as a premier transshipment and bunkering hub, brings a dynamic ecosystem of research, innovation and maritime excellence. Together, we aim to accelerate the adoption of zero or near zero greenhouse gas technologies, enhance digital integration across port and shipping operations, and create a replicable model for sustainable maritime corridors worldwide. India and Singapore share a rich maritime legacy. Historically, Singapore was governed from Kolkata during the colonial era. Diplomatic ties were established in 1965, and the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement signed in 2005 laid the foundation for robust trade and investment. Today, as mentioned earlier, Singapore is India's largest trading partner in ASEAN, the top source of foreign direct investment, and a key collaborator in urban planning, infrastructure development, and maritime innovation. The recent India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable has identified new areas for collaboration, including green hydrogen and ammonia exports, undersea solar energy cable and data connectivity, skill development for over 1 lakh Indian youth annually, and joint ventures in advanced manufacturing and maritime technology. These initiatives will further deepen our bilateral ties and position both nations as leaders in sustainable maritime development. The India Maritime Week 2025 is envisioned as the largest maritime event globally, bringing together over 100 countries, more than 1 lakh delegates, and investment opportunities exceeding 10 lakh crores. Thematic sessions on Green Maritime Day, digitalization and future tech, and ports of the future will be complemented by strategic forums such as the Global Maritime India Summit, the Sagar Manthan Dialogue, and the Quad Ports of the Future Conference. IMW 2025 is not just a showcase, it is a springboard for global partnerships, policy innovation, technology adoption, and sustainable development. As we chart our course towards Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047, let us embrace the power of collaboration, sustainability, and digital transformation. The India-Singapore Green and Digital Shipping Corridor is not just a bilateral initiative, it is a lighthouse guiding the global maritime community towards a cleaner, smarter, and more resilient future. Let this dialogue be the beginning of many more such partnerships that will shape the oceans of tomorrow. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful perspective, especially on the maritime corridors. So JN Port has become India's largest container port by crossing 10 million TEU mark. And our terminal, BMCT, developed by Port of Singapore, has a major role in that. Can we have an informative video on our terminal, BMCT?
At PSA India, we believe in constantly expanding our horizons. And today, this vision is enabling us to take a bold new step towards transforming India's logistics ecosystem. PSA India is entering a new phase of expansion with the successful expansion of its Phase 2 operations at PSA Mumbai. A beacon of empowering growth and expanding capacity where scale meets efficiency. Strategically located at Jawaharlal Nehru Port, Nhava Sheva, this expansion makes PSA Mumbai India's largest container terminal. With a continuous quay length of 2 kilometers, the terminal now delivers an impressive handling capacity of 4.8 million TEUs, nearly 50% of JNPA's total capacity. Soon to be equipped with 24 state-of-the-art quay cranes, capable of handling the largest container vessels in the world, PSA Mumbai ensures quick turnaround and higher productivity. Spanning 200 hectares, the container yard features 72 electric RTG cranes, efficiently managing both inbound and outbound cargo. PSA Mumbai stands apart as the only container terminal at JNPA equipped to handle DFC connectivity. The large and secure gate complex with 32 in and out gates that have been re-engineered for smoother, faster, and safer cargo flow. Leading by example, PSA Mumbai is India's first container terminal fully powered by renewable energy. Smart infrastructure and seamless operations, PSA Mumbai stands ready to power a more connected tomorrow. At the center of our digital leap is GTOS, PSA's own terminal operating system. It brings intelligent planning, live insights, and seamless coordination to every move at our terminals. Efficient, scalable, future-ready. PSA India, India's gateway to growth.
And week unfold. Can we have the video, please? The video, please.
From the ancient trade winds to the digital corridors of today, the oceans have always connected nations, cultures, and opportunities. At the heart of this global network stands Mumbai, a vibrant maritime capital where ideas, innovation, and investments from around the world come together. India Maritime Week emerges as a truly global platform for maritime dialogue, where policymakers, industry leaders, and innovators from around the world come together to shape the future of the blue economy. In 2025, the conversations get bigger and smarter, with visionary forums, transformative collaborations, and a shared vision for sustainable growth across the global maritime sector. From the Global Maritime India Summit to the Green Maritime Day, Sagar Manthan, the Great Ocean Dialogue to Ports of the Future, the Global Maritime CEO Forum, the Women in Maritime CEO Conference, the Sagar Ratna Awards, India Maritime Heritage, the UNESCAP Conference, and the Maritime Digitalization and Future Tech Summit, to the Competitive Financing for Blue Economy Dialogue. India Maritime Week 2025 brings together 11 concurrent events shaping the entire spectrum of the maritime world. The Leaders' Dialogue on Green and Digital Maritime Corridors celebrates a partnership built on trust, innovation and shared responsibility for the Indo-Pacific, and showcases the strength of collaboration between two dynamic maritime ecosystems. It is a bond strengthened by the strong partnership between India and Singapore, a symbol of bilateral resolve for a sustainable maritime future. It's where relationships are built, partnerships are forged, and the future of global...
We are honored to welcome Ms. Shikha Singh, Vice President, to join Mr. Kaustubh Dhavse, Chief Advisor to Chief Minister, Investment and Strategy for the exchange of MOU. Headquartered in Singapore, Mapletree is a global real estate developer, investor, capital and property manager committed to sustainability. Under this MOU, Mapletree has committed to invest rupees 3,000 crores in Maharashtra over the next 5 years, developing industrial parks, logistics and warehousing facilities and data centers in key cities such as Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur. Please join me in congratulating both the teams. Thank you, sir, for giving this Leaders' Dialogue session to witness this landmark moment. Our next speaker, His Excellency Geoffroy Seow, was appointed Acting Minister for Transport on May 23, 2025. Before this role, in ministries related to manpower, trade, industry, and transport. Mr. Seow plays a significant role in shaping Singapore's transport policies, including the maritime sector, which is central to Singapore's economy. The Ministry of Transport under his leadership emphasizes investments in sustainable and digital maritime infrastructure, port innovation, and strengthening Singapore's position as a global maritime hub. It is my honor to welcome to the stage His Excellency Geoffroy Seow, Honorable Acting Minister for Transport, Singapore.
Excellencies, Shri Devendra Fadnavis, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for hosting Deputy Prime Minister Gan Kim Yong and I for today's event. Very happy to be here at the Indian Maritime Week and of course for the opportunity to speak to all of you at the Leaders' Dialogue. Deputy Prime Minister and I were at the PSA Bharat Mumbai Container Terminal just this morning. I think, yes. We just flew in today, so a little bit confused about the time. But as you saw in the video, it's a remarkable development, remarkable achievement. It is something that was planned a very long time ago, and I was sharing with the Chief Minister that it takes a government of remarkable foresight, leadership, in order to be able to achieve a project of this scale and immensity today. In fact, Chief Minister had laid the first foundation stone for the terminal in the year 2013. And for it to be what it is today shows the remarkable energy, the dedication to making things happen through COVID, through a pandemic, if we all remember. So we were very happy to be there, to be able to see the project come to completion. And in fact, the first stage of the growth, the key cranes will be coming, and soon the operations will be ongoing. And we were very happy, of course, to have a Singapore company like PSA International to work with Indian counterparts to achieve this mutual success. We have in fact seen many joint ventures and partnerships between PSA as well as the Container Corporation of India just last year to provide end-to-end logistics services. Likewise, there have been many Indian companies such as Tata Group and Tolani that have ventured into Singapore to explore opportunities in the region. And there's many more that we can talk about. Specifically on the transport front, we have deep long-standing relations. As my colleague from the Ministry of Ports and Shipping and Waterways said just now, India and Singapore share a very deep maritime history. And as a result, we have been working on many projects in the maritime sector. Our governments have been working closely, both bilaterally and at multilateral platforms such as the International Maritime Organization. And this year is a very important and significant year for us because we are enhancing our collaboration through signing a memorandum of understanding on the Singapore-India Green and Digital Shipping Corridor. It's a not so nice short form, GDSC MOU, but it stands for the Singapore-India Green and Digital Shipping Corridor. And under this MOU, both countries will work closely with interested industry partners to explore opportunities to develop supply chains for low emissions maritime fuels. And this would include training requirements for seafarers to handle such fuels. Both countries will also explore facilitating digital information exchange, which will enable more efficient port clearance and facilitate the flow of vessels between Singapore and India. This collaboration builds on the synergies between India and Singapore. India, as we all know, is a leading player in many things, but especially in information technology. And India has been working on becoming a major producer and exporter of green marine fuel. Singapore is well positioned, not as big as India, but we are positioned to be the world's largest bunkering and transshipment port with a dynamic research and innovation ecosystem in green marine fuel. And I'm confident that both India and Singapore will complement each other, and both the businesses and startups in both countries will prosper together. Since signing the letter of intent in April this year during the Singapore Maritime Week, officials from both India and Singapore governments have been working tirelessly on this MOU, and I look forward to the conclusion of this MOU by both our Prime Ministers in September this year when they meet. The MOU gives us a platform for both countries to work closely together. There will be more to come. Singapore looks forward to further cooperation with India in the areas of transport, maritime, and of course that will serve as the foundation for economic development and people-to-people ties. Thank you very much.
On behalf of all present, I extend a heartfelt thanks to Mr. Shah for his thought-provoking and enlightening address, given us much to reflect upon as we move forward. As mentioned earlier, our Honorable Union Minister for Port, Shipping and Waterways, Sri Sarvanand Sonovalji, was unable to attend today's main event due to certain exigencies, but we have a video message from our visionary leader who has been steering India's maritime sector towards unprecedented growth and transformation. Can we have the video message, please?
Namaskar. Good afternoon to everybody. Respected Gan Kim Yong, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, respected Sri Devendra Fadnavis ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, respected Jeffrey Seo, Acting Transport Minister of Singapore, it is a great honor and privilege to welcome His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, and his delegation to Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, India's premier container port. Your presence today at JNPA reflects the vibrancy of our partnership and the deep and enduring commitment between our two nations. I extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of the Ministry of Port, Shipping, Waterways, and the people of India. I also heartfully welcome the dynamic and visionary Chief Minister of Maharashtra for joining us at the Leaders' Dialogue at JNPA. Much as I would have loved to join the distinguished gathering today, unfortunately, due to an unavoidable parliamentary Excellency, I am unable to be with you. The change of plan is deeply regretted. I am certain that the address today from our distinguished dignitaries will be enlightening for our many international delegates, business leaders, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and media friends. Dear delegates, India and Singapore share a strong and multifaceted partnership rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and a common vision for prosperity. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, our bilateral relations have expanded across sectors. Connectivity forms an important pillar of this bilateral partnership. I had the privilege of visiting Singapore myself earlier this year for the Singapore Maritime Week, an enriching opportunity to engage with global maritime leaders and reaffirm our shared commitment to sustainable growth. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and appreciate PSA International investment in Bharat Mumbai Container Terminals. At JNPA, BMCT exemplifies our shared vision to build modern, world-class port infrastructure. It is an example of reform-led growth model that India pursues and reflects the confidence that global partners like Singapore place in India's economic resilience and growth potential. Building on the partnership, earlier this year, India and Singapore signed a letter of intent to establish a green and digital shipping corridor. This initiative will accelerate the adoption of low-emission technologies, strengthen digital integration, and drive innovation in maritime operation. You can truly see the magic of skill and scale once the corridor develops. The Government of India is fully committed to facilitating long-term foreign investment in maritime and logistics sector. Our pro-investment policies anchored in PM Gati Shakti and the National Logistic Policy are designed to create seamless multimodal connectivity, reduce logistic cost, and improve ease of doing business. I invite our Singaporean partners to explore new opportunities in India's growing logistic and port ecosystem. The time is right for deeper collaboration. I would also like to take this opportunity to extend a warm invitation to His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister and his delegation for the inaugural ceremony of India Maritime Week 2025, which will be held in Mumbai from October 27, 2025. This prestigious event in one of the most important maritime capitals of the world will bring together key stakeholders from the global maritime community to discuss and explore opportunities for collaboration, innovation, and growth in the sector. Your esteemed presence would be an honor and a significant contribution to strengthening maritime ties between India and Singapore. Once again, I express my sincere gratitude to Deputy Prime Minister Gan, Minister Jeffrey Seo, visiting delegates from Singapore, and the PSA group for your commitment to India. We deeply value this partnership and will extend all possible support to ensure your continued success. I also thank the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra for giving strength to our program today with his presence, and for the deep partnership between Government of India and Government of Maharashtra towards realizing the vision of Maritime Empire Vision 2047. Thank you. Jai Hind.
It's a true privilege to hear his vision and guidance as always. His tireless commitment to innovation, sustainability, and inclusive development continues to inspire stakeholders across the maritime spectrum. It is now my privilege to invite to the podium a leader whose vision and dedication have been pivotal in driving Maharashtra's growth across industry, infrastructure, and innovation. Under his leadership, the state has strengthened its position as India's economic powerhouse, with transformative initiatives in ports, logistics, and maritime connectivity that are shaping a brighter future for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji.
Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Gan Kim Yong, Honorable Minister of Transport, Singapore, Mr. Jeffrey Seow, Mr. T.K. Ramachandran, Secretary Ports, Government of India, Mr. Unmesh Wagh, Chairman JNPA, Mr. Lakshmanan, Joint Secretary Ports, all the dignitaries present here, dear friends. At the very outset, I would like to welcome His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, and the entire delegation to this beautiful city of Mumbai, which is a financial, commercial, and entertainment capital of India. And I'm sure that your visit will deepen the ties between India and Singapore, and also Maharashtra and Singapore. This morning, after His Excellency's arrival, we visited the new PSA terminal at JNPA, and I must thank the PSA and also the Government of Singapore for creating such a state-of-art terminal, which is now totally ready for inauguration, and I'm sure that soon we will witness both the Prime Ministers inaugurating this beautiful terminal, which will add to the maritime power of India. As we all know that now this terminal will account for 50% of the container handling capacity of JNPA, and that will bring a boost to the global trade of India. Having said that, I'm very happy that today India and Singapore are collaborating in diverse fields, in the field of maritime trade, maritime infrastructure, in the field of digitization, in the field of data center, in the field of logistics. We just witnessed one such MOU with the maple tree. And after this program, in another program, we are again will be witnessing few more such MOUs. And I think this is not only bringing the two economies closer, but it is also opening doors for many more such collaborations in future. And today, as we are deliberating on green and digital maritime corridors, I think this collaboration is very important to create this entire ecosystem of green and digital maritime corridor. All of us know that India also has a very rich maritime history, and we all know that the Chol Empire was world maritime power at that time. And we have also seen in the world history that the world trade is always dominated by the maritime superpowers. And that is why the entire maritime business is very important. In fact, all of us know that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the great king from Maharashtra, the great king of India, was one who understood the power of maritime business and maritime security. And today, the entire western coast, which we see where the JNPA port is also situated, is safe and is ready for business only because of the vision of our King Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And I would say that in the 21st century, it is our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has understood that for India's growth, the maritime infrastructure will be very important, and he spearheaded this entire maritime revolution in India by creating the Amrutkal Maritime Vision 2047. Our Prime Minister aims to make India one of the biggest player in the maritime space. And aligned to his vision, the government of Maharashtra has also planned many initiatives to actually be part of this Amrutkal vision. We are also creating a maritime vision for the state of Maharashtra, whereby the immediate vision document will be our goals up to 2029. Our intermediate goals will be up to 2035, and then ultimately up to 2047. And I'm sure that in days to come, Maharashtra will play pivotal role in this entire reshaping of the maritime infrastructure and maritime ecosystem in India. I'm very happy that now we are also building the Vadhavan port, which will be not just India's biggest port, but which will be one amongst the 10 big ports of the world from the day one. I'm very happy that the chairman JNPA port has promised us that the building of this port will be achieved in time. I think this port is actually, it will take Maharashtra and India to another league, and it will make us a maritime superpower. But as we rightly say that in today's world, what matters most is sustainability and efficiency. And I think in the maritime sector also, now that we are focusing more on sustainability, like creating green corridors, like creating new efficient fuels, and India is also leading the way. Along with Singapore, we have already charted MOU, and both the countries will collaborate with each other for creating new green corridors, for exchanging the new technologies, for exporting the green fuel technologies. And I'm sure that it will be beneficial for both the countries. And today, India has grown its digital infrastructure many-fold. And I think the initiatives like e-Samudra, where a lot of digitization has gone into the maritime services, it is also creating efficiencies in the entire maritime trade. I think all the initiatives which are taken up by the Government of India in the maritime sector, especially to use all the digital technologies, will bring a lot of efficiencies and will also create India's new supply chains for the world. And I'm sure in this entire journey, we have the Government of Singapore as our most trusted friend. And that's why I would like to thank the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and the Honorable Minister for being our partners. And I feel that this partnership will not just be restricted at the JNPA, but it will also be taken forward to the Vadhavan port, where we'll again create a very efficient terminal and will witness one more MOU in this sector. I would like to thank our Ministry of Shipping, the JNPA port, and all the authorities for organizing this dialogue. And once again, from Government of Maharashtra, and also from my friend and the Union Minister, Shri Sarbanand Sonowalji, who could not come here, I would once again like to welcome you. I hope that your trip will be very fruitful. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
On behalf of everyone present, we express our deepest gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra for his insightful and motivating address, which reinforces our collective commitment to building a stronger and more sustainable maritime future. Thank you once again, sir. India and Singapore share a robust and multifaceted bilateral relationship that has flourished over the past 60 years, marked by strong political, economic, security, and cultural ties. Singapore's status as a leading global maritime and financial hub complements India's expanding economy and technological capabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome to the stage a leader whose vision and policies have played a pivotal role in advancing global trade, strengthening economic partnership, and fostering innovation-driven growth. As Minister for Trade and Industry of the Republic of Singapore and as the Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, His Excellency Gan Kim Yong has been instrumental in deepening bilateral and multilateral cooperation, championing sustainable development and driving digital transformation. Please join me in welcoming Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, His Excellency Gan Kim Yong.
Excellencies, Sri Devendra Fadnavis, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Gobu Saleya, Director of PSA, Managing Director of PSA India, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. First, let me thank you for inviting me to the India Maritime Week. This is a very important event, and today's topic is also very relevant on the green and digital maritime corridors. As all of us know, we are facing a fundamental existential challenge of climate change. And this climate change is a global challenge, and it requires collective effort from everyone to contribute towards a more sustainable future. At the same time, digitalization is also another mega trend that's changing the world. with the advent of digitalization and now with AI and even Gen AI, I think this will become a key tool to allow companies and enterprises to transform and transit towards a more sustainable future, but also allow them to be more efficient, more productive, more competitive. So I think green and digital maritime corridors are very important, and all of us must do our part to transit towards a more sustainable future. And in this regard, Singapore and India are working on a MOU on developing a green and digital shipping corridor. I think this is our contribution towards a more sustainable maritime sector. And PSA is in a leadership position in charting the path forward for a more sustainable shipping industry. It is my pleasure this morning to visit PSA's newly completed Bharat Mumbai Container Terminal Phase 2. This investment is a very significant investment, but it is also a testament to the strong and enduring partnership between PSA Group and India, and between India and Singapore. As you know, we are celebrating or marking our 60th anniversary of bilateral diplomatic relationship between Singapore and India. And thank you. And this investment, as well as many other investments that we have made in India, reflects the strong ties between India and Singapore. And we hope we will continue to grow this partnership. Phase 1 of the project is a good demonstration of how world-class port operations can benefit India by enhancing efficiency, reducing turnaround time, and boosting competitiveness for India's exporters and importers. Phase 2 builds on this success and doubles the capacity of the terminal to 2.4 million TEUs from 2.4 million TEUs to 4.8 million TEUs. This will make BMCT the largest standalone container terminal in India. This terminal also represents a new milestone in PSA's journey in India. Over almost 3 decades, PSA has invested a total of $2.3 billion in India, of which more than half is in BMCT. The success of BMCT demonstrates how Singapore companies can contribute to India's growth and development. Especially at a time of significant volatility in the global trading environment, ports like BMCT play a critical role in keeping trade flowing and economies growing. This expansion will not only boost regional trade, but also create significant employment opportunities for the local population. As Singapore and India celebrates our 60 years of bilateral relations, there is room for us to do more in strengthening and deepening our collaboration, particularly in the maritime sector. Indeed, maritime connectivity is a key focus under the connectivity pillar of the India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable. Besides port operations, Singapore companies have been active across India's maritime landscape in areas such as shipbuilding, renewable energy, and green shipping solutions. Through the ISMR, we seek to find new avenues to deepen our partnership further. For example, as I mentioned, both Singapore and India are working on the MOU to develop a green and digital shipping corridor. This will in turn accelerate the shift of our maritime sector towards greener solutions and smarter routing. Beyond our maritime and connectivity sectors, Singapore and India share deep and broad economic ties across many areas. Our comprehensive economic cooperation agreement, signed almost 2 decades ago, laid a foundation for growing trade and investment flows between our two countries. Today, Singapore is one of India's largest sources of foreign direct investment. In particular, there are many Singapore companies in Maharashtra across different sectors such as infrastructure and urban solutions, logistics and connectivity, banking and finance, as well as consumer services. I'm very happy to note that the MOU that have just been signed and exchanged between Mapletree Investments and the government of Maharashtra in industrial and logistics and warehousing development. These will further strengthen the network of win-win partnerships between Singapore and Maharashtra. And once again, I would like to congratulate PSA, our Indian partners, and the tireless port workers who have enabled BMCT to become the success it is today. I'm confident that Phase 2 will enable BMCT to further enhance India's maritime connectivity and contribute to the growth and prosperity of India's businesses and workers in the decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, His Excellency, for your insightful address and giving us opportunity to host you today. Can we have a huge round of applause for Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore? As we approach the conclusion of today's program, it's my privilege to request Sri Lakshmanan Ji, Joint Secretary Ports, Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Excellencies, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to extend our heartfelt gratitude at the close of today's Leaders' Dialogue on Green and Digital Maritime Corridors. First and foremost, I would like to extend heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Gan Kim Yong. Thank you, sir, for being with us today. I would like to extend heartfelt thanks to Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji. Thank you, sir. Would like to extend a warm, heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Transport Minister of Singapore, Mr. Jeffrey Seow. Thank you, sir. This dialogue has been a testament to the strength and depth of India-Singapore partnership, a relationship built on mutual respect, shared aspirations, and a vision for a more sustainable, digitally empowered maritime future. Over the decades, India and Singapore have not only been close economic partners, but also steadfast collaborators in the maritime domain. Today's deliberations have reaffirmed our shared commitment to creating corridors that are not just channels for trade, but pathways for innovation, green growth, and resilience in the face of global challenges. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to the distinguished leaders, senior officials, and experts from both the nations who have enriched this platform with their valuable perspectives. Your presence here has underscored the importance of collaboration in shaping the next chapter of maritime connectivity between India and Singapore. A special word of appreciation to our gracious hosts, our organizing teams, and all those who worked behind the scenes to make this dialogue a success. I would also like to thank the media friends who have come in large numbers to cover the event today. As we now prepare to bid farewell to our esteemed dignitaries, let us carry forward the spirit of today's discussion into concrete action, strengthening our bilateral ties and building maritime corridors that stand as beacons of sustainability and digital innovation for the region and the world. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Can we have one group